All right, we are back with another Christmas acoustic tutorial. It's still December. You can see I have a different Star Wars Christmas sweater on, you know, gotta keep things fresh. So let's get into this song, O Come, Emmanuel. This is going to be the Matt Maher version. Not exactly though, because he plays it in the key of E. I play it in the key of G, and here's why. I actually don't sing the additional bridge that he puts into it, which is a great bridge, but it's that one that's rejoice, again I say rejoice. If you guys watched my last video, you heard me say that, you know, the leadership at my church kind of prefers a more straightforward approach to Christmas songs. You know, they're not huge fans of additional add-on choruses or bridges or, you know, changing up the melody, and all that stuff can be super cool and creative, and I love that stuff, you know, but, you know, I have to, you know, submit to my leadership. But this song is still great to take inspiration from, and it's really straightforward. It's easy for a band to adapt, which is really nice. It can be hard sometimes with these songs that have just layers and layers and layers of tracks and instrumentation and all that. It can be hard to adapt that to, you know, a more simplified band. You know, I usually just have a four-piece. You know, it's drums, keys, bass, electric, and that's it. So I have to find a way to adapt the songs that I play to that setup. And we use tracks sometimes too, but I don't want to just fully rely on tracks for everything. I would like my band to play the majority of the music. So yeah, this song is great for that. It's easy to adapt to a full band setting, but I'm going to show you today how I would approach it just on an acoustic guitar. But going back to the point about the additional bridges, he sings those kind of higher up than the rest of the melodies in the song. And I think that's why he kind of dropped the key a little bit to accommodate that additional bridge. Because I don't do the additional bridge, I raise the entire song up so that the melody is kind of more approachable for me and for the church. All right, so let's get into the intro. He has this kind of acoustic riff thing that he does. I'm going to show you how I would approach that. And then another way that you could just kind of strum the intro, which is, you know, simpler and just as effective. So that's the intro. That's kind of more like, not exactly, but kind of more like what he does on the album. Or you could just strum it. I think that'd be great too. All right, so going into the first verse, I'm going to continue that kind of finger-picking vibe. So this is what that would sound like. I'm gonna do one intro, and then the verse, and then maybe the chorus too. Oh come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. And then into the second verse there. So that's kind of what the intro, first verse, and chorus would sound like if you're doing the finger-picking vibe. If you were strumming it, you would just kind of keep that very light kind of strumming going throughout the first verse that I showed you for the intro. So it'd be kind of like, oh come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. Kind of like that. Alright, so moving into the second verse. At this point, if I was just using one instrument, I'm going to start strumming. So I'm going to play that little, he does one little instrumental after the first chorus, and then he goes into the second verse. So I'm going to play that little instrumental thing, and then I'll proceed. Oh, come thou wisdom from on high, who orderest all things mightily, to us the path of knowledge show, and teach us in her ways to go. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. So there is your second verse, and going into the second chorus. You're going to bring up the energy a little bit on that second chorus, as you can see. Also, you can see that I was kind of doing a palm muted vibe for that second verse. Again, just creating some more dynamics there and trying to use this one instrument to provide some interest and, dynamics in the song. You also probably heard that I didn't do the tag that he does in the second chorus. On the album, he plays the chorus once and then does a tag at the end. Shall come to thee, O Israel. I actually just played the chorus twice because I wanted to. I thought it sounded better, and I liked it. So I do tags, but I do them at the very end, and I do 2 of them. So for the second chorus, I just do it twice. It feels too short just to do it one time. And obviously you're comparing, somebody who recorded something in a studio for an album and somebody who is performing something live. 2 totally different things. So just a side note on that, make sure that you are adapting the format of the song to your context. So if it feels better at your church and in your setting to do an additional chorus here or there, or to not do a tag here and there, then go for it. Lead your band, or lead yourself if you're just by yourself, and change it up. Change it to what it needs to be to fit your context. You don't need to do the album version exactly. And for me, I think it sounds better, for me, my band, my church, my context, to do just 2 choruses there and no tag. And then after that, I go back into an instrumental. And then I go into kind of a drop down verse 3. I really love verse 3. I love the lyrical content of verse 3. So I do verse 3, and then I go back to the choruses, and then I end it from there. So I'm going to show you what that sounds like. So I'm going to do one instrumental coming out of the second chorus, which was just, again, 2 choruses, and then go into kind of a drop version of verse 3. So come, desire of nations might, and won the hearts of all mankind. Bid thou our sad division cease, and be thyself our King of peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Tag. Shall come to thee, O Israel. One more. Shall come to thee, O Israel. So that's how I've been playing it at my church. If you wanted to do the additional bridge, this is kind of how I would approach it. Now I'm going to play it in G. If I did the additional bridge, I wouldn't play it in G. I would play it in E because it gets pretty up there. And maybe there's some of you dudes out there that can hit these notes, and that is rad. But I would definitely drop it. But this is kind of how it would sound, I guess, in the key of G. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, again I say rejoice, for unto us is born the Savior of the world. Take heart, O weary soul, take heart, for help is on its way. Holy is his name. Rejoice, again I say rejoice, for unto us is born the Savior of the world. Take heart, O weary soul, take heart, for help is on its way. Holy is his name. Yeah, I think he goes into rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to. But yeah, you get the point. So that's the entire song. I went through all the verses and choruses. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing something, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's how I would approach that version of O Come, Emmanuel. Again, I love this song, and hopefully this helps you guys out. And again, I hope you have a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year, and I'll see you guys in the next video.